Okay, let everyone add, and then we'll start. What? Let me answer this question, then ask questions. I will forget. What? There was a class about this market psychology. It says that when you're trading and you have losses, okay? It said that some neurons gets fried in your brain. You should eat like dates or pineapple. You should eat these so it would make it up for this and then trade. I This is a science and like biological thing, and it's about having energy. I told you to get glucose. Pharmacies they have it. Like make the brain happy. I will send you the name of it in the chat room. Yes. Get that from a pharmacy or drugstore. Let me. I don't know if I've written it correct. And they would say that don't trade more than 2 hours. No, 2 hours is really like low. 2 hours is really not that long. 4 hours is the maximum. It would be like 4.5 until 5, and then until 8.5 p.m. We close the market at 8.5 p.m. And don't go to smoking. The question that Mr. Arash asked has happened to me a lot. Like, I have made examples of it in the classes. Like, when you have loss, some people may get disappointed of this market, that you can get profit from this market. Sometimes they may think that when they open a sell order, the market will be buying. And they would have had these thoughts at the first. And at the first, when we didn't know anything about the market, we would also think of these. Look, when you do loss, just find out what was your mistake. What was your mistake that made you do losses? So when you had a loss, go and relax for a few hours. Don't sit behind the chart. Close the turn off the system, and then like go and free your mind, and just get further from the market. Like do something else. Like drink energy drinks and things like that. Because if you sit behind the chart, be sure that it's a revenge feeling. And you're just trading one after another, and you're like losing one after another. And that would make you a zero. Why would you sit behind the chart and do like another trade, which is the opposite of the last one? Because without analyzing and just by the revenge feeling, you enter the market. I told you that once, I don't remember the balance, it was $14. I went out a bit, smoked and things, and then made the $14 into $400. I had an account, like the last heavy loss that I did, that made me go bankrupt, was a few years ago in the oil chart. 800 million to months was destroyed in 1 week. I couldn't sit behind the chart and the system for 1 month. Like I couldn't even turn on my computer. But after 2 months nearly, I invested again, and started trading, made up for my loss, and got like n times more. But not in that time, not in that moment. I didn't sit behind the chart for like 1 month or 2 months. 1 week before it, I just was looking for my errors. What was the reason? Where did I go wrong? What happened that made me like trade wrong? What didn't I see? Why didn't I hit? The most important thing, look for the reason of your loss. Why did it become a loss? Why did it go wrong? Correct it so you wouldn't do the mistake again. Like, if you can do that, then be sure that you would come back up on your feet. Do making up for it and then profit. In this market, I got like I got bankrupt like 2 times. And after those, I got a success that got me profit like n times more. Why? Because I found out the errors in my losses one by one. I didn't even like go to classes or something, just by experience. Just by experience. I could say that I'm one of the people that it got experience by a real account. Because I looked for my errors, looked for the past of the market. Because everything has a reason. I don't sit here and then like here. I don't say that there's a pivot here, and if I open a buy order here or sell, and if it comes back up, there should be a reason for it. It was a mistake. I traded in the pivot. If you find your errors and your mistakes, you would be successful. I'm not that kind of person to show off. Like, look here. I started trading from 2003. I think I was 16 or 17. I couldn't open an account by my own name. I did it by my father's name. And until 2009, I lost 1 billion to months. I don't say that I didn't get it back. I got it back, but I lost it as well. It wasn't a part of my success at all. Because, how do I say it? My income was very low. In 2010, at the end of it, like before 2010, like, okay, I've learned candlestick for more than 10 years. When I found out about candlestick and got to the past of the market and found out my mistakes, and when I just learned the candlestick, like a few months after it, I made a record that was registered in a website. I made $5,000 to $55,000 in 3 hours. And that's when I knew that I could get from this market. I have 2 brokers. One in 2016, but I didn't do it completely. Unicorn broker will be like open for next week. I have a company. I have a cryptocurrency company. I have 4 physical companies. And so many people work for me. And I've got so much money. My income is so much. Okay. What was the reason? I have failed. I looked for my failure and looked for the reasons for it. And you would say that when you go out and like, what didn't you observe? Why didn't you do right? When you have like made a trade here and the market has got reversed, it's because you have traded in the pivot. The market is not wrong. It's the human errors that is makes it wrong. Like I had in my classes. I did a really good, powerful and strong analysis, but I didn't see something. And it made me lose. So when you start at 4 p.m. and turn on your computer, I said, turn on your computer at 4 p.m. Like it shouldn't be on before it. Like you shouldn't trade before it. When you turn it on 4 p.m. until 5 p.m., just analyze. Just repeat with yourself. Like I did candlestick, I have made pivot, I did Fibonacci. I have like 5 or 6 confirmation. If this market, if it wants to pass here, I will ambush for it and it will go. Patience and having the mood for it. If you have patience, be sure that you will be successful. But if you turn on your computer and like be like I'm so professional and in 5 minutes you would analyze and then you open your trade, it will make you make mistakes. Don't do in short term. Don't make trades in short term. Short term trades. When you lower your time frame, your candles get bigger. So you think that there's so many swings for it. But it was just the candle has gone bigger. The pip is that pip. It's the same. When the candles get bigger, you have stress. You have anxiety. If you're in the 4-hour time frame, so many things get removed. So many minor pivots gets removed. And the graph will be more disciplined. And you have more space for working. And more time for checking and analyzing. Like when you trade in 15-minute time frame, you will go up and you will go down, that one gone up. Like it will give you no space and time. But in the 4-hour time frame, you have 8 hours to check your trade that you've opened, to get your signals. And most of those like useless pivots, they will get removed. Exactly like this. Just use this chart. Don't like add indicators for it. Like from the beginning of the class until here, I always have these strategies. I'm just talking about pivots and candlestick over and over again. Stick to the rules. If you stick to it, you're successful. Like, if you sit behind the wheel and you don't be professional in the race, you will get yourself killed. But if you stick to the rules, you're always successful. You're always a winner. Don't get disappointed when you lose a trade. Everyone loses. Even the most professional people, 3 out of 10 trades will go wrong. But don't be disappointed. You would wait and don't be greedy. And when it got to the point, you will make up for your last loss. Surfing in the group chats and see others' analysis. Like that person said something at fundamental techniques. You're just like making yourself go out of the way. Never can two traders sit together. Like my father started from where I started, but we can't sit together. Whenever we sat together, we would like argue because I have another analysis method. So don't go to like sites and other things. Like when did I check the news? When did I check other things? Like I did for you some trades, we got into profit and then ended in negative because it was about the time. Because it's about the time that I can't like get behind the chart. But the videos that I've recorded before, in which I like talked about fundamental, I never talk about fundamental analysis. I don't do anything with it. Because if your technical analysis is strong, you will get the news. Mr. X, the news are just in pivots. If a trend doesn't have a pivot, you don't have news. Like here that has a pivot, that is my news hour. That makes this pivot break or not. So, first of all, Mr. Arash, like, relax a bit, and then look for your reasons to lose. Don't get disappointed. A weak person gets disappointed. Failure is your basis of success. Unless you fail, you don't get any success. Or if you get success, it's short term. In the forex market, this is normal. You should be call margined. Like sometimes they have this attitude that I haven't even got called. If you haven't got called, you're not a professional trader. If a trader says that I haven't had an account be called margin, I tell you that they're lying. Like recently I saw it in the group chat. Someone said that I haven't been called or margins, and thanks to my uncle that they were my teacher. I can literally say that they were lying. The most professional people, when they trade, they have call margined. It's not a bad thing. I tell you, when you don't fail, you don't get your mistakes. Lower your leverage. Be careful about your investment management. Make your fears go away. And then stick to the rules. Thank you for your explanations. You're welcome. I have a question. Is that like if we look at forex as a business, each business has an investment as a start. After some time, they will be equal, and then it will go into profit. So every business, it will have a number. But like if we're talking about forex, how much should we spend to get a steady income from it? It's one thing about its money and one thing about its time. How much does it take for us to be a professional? To like easily trade. Can you explain about it? The cost is about the education and the intelligence of that person. Like I had a student, like in the package, he finished it in 2 weeks, and I got a test, and he was really good. Like he didn't do anything except for forex. Like I can't decide about this. It depends on you. But this that if you want to say normal between my students, and they were really like a lot. The average between like 4 to 6 months after the classes. But the course that you're passing is is really special because I've never like made a course like this. This course is like the fullest thing you can have. I don't want to show off, but I don't think better than here you would find anywhere else. Like about 3 months, you will get your time. And if you want to be your as your job and how to have a steady income from it, for the middle class of society, they should like invest $5,000. I don't want to go up. Like daily between $100 and $200. If they get that account will be really heavy. But if someone is in high class of the society, it's wrong that they like do $100,000. Like that's really heavy. With $10,000, they can easily or like really easy get $300. Could be like 4 million 2 months. It's enough. And the timing is 3 months. This course is really full. So it's 3 months after the end of the classes. You can trade right now, but you won't get what you expect from yourself and what I expect from you. If you like pass this 3 months, like in a normal way, make time for like 4 or 5 hours a day, it's 3 months. Because you have to practice. Like however I teach you, you should practice. Like between $5,000 to $10,000, you can have a good living. Why? You say that, well, $5,000. You go up and up. Like if you have invested $5,000 today, the next months you have like $7,000. If if you have managed your investment according to lots and half a lots, you should like do 0.7 kind of what trades. Like I have $1,000 today, it becomes $1,100, and what is 0.1. Like tomorrow I have $1,100. Like the day after it, I don't like trade. If I go lose, I do. It just goes up and up. If I want to like say it easily, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16, and other things. Not in Iran's thing, just in Forex. If you do it if you write it on the paper and write your plan, that $5,000 of yours at the end of the year would be nearly like $300,000 or $400,000. With your monthly time frame, it would be like, if you want to say 30% of it, it would be 1,500 on your 5,000. It depends on what panel you draw for yourself. If you do it with 5%, if you write it with 10%, it will get you one outcome. But sticking to the rules and formulas are really hard. You can close your leverage, and when you got profit or lose, you close your system and then go relax. Just do it once for 1 month. Just test this for 1 month. If it was wrong, in the central group chat, just tell me that you were wrong. And if it was correct, and like tell yourself, between yourself, just say that I was successful with what he said. What I mean, I said stick to the rules. Be careful about your investment management. Close your leverage. When your market isn't good, just don't trade. Your plan should be about 12 days instead of 21 days. Because in 21 days you have sideways, you haven't been in the market. If you get it 12 days, you would, the 10% of it would be it would be 60% of your investment. I don't say don't get the highest high. I just say that get the 5%. There you would know what will be your outcome of the year. Just touch it. You will forget what I said 1 hour later. Who is clever would note my speech and use it. Just sticking to the rules is really hard. It's really hard. I have taught you these techniques. For entering this market, you didn't know there were profits like this, did you? And imagine there isn't some profit like this. Close your leverage and stick to the rules that I've told you. If you can't stick to the rules, that's when you know what has happened. That your investment will become millions of dollars. There were some people that are really low in number. They're successful because you don't touch the money in the market. And the worst is the techniques of the trade. And then you get it, and you said that I could get it, and you would make another investment, and then you will forget everything after it. I know it. I know every single one of things that you will do. I didn't do one thing here, I will do it now. When you do it, you will forget it. You should write your plan yourself. Yearly one will go really up. In the class that you have, the maximum time is 3 months under the condition of practicing, 4 hours a day. In 3 months, you would be a really good trader. And if you stick to the rules in this business, you would become really excellent. Just be careful. And out of 10 people, how do I say it? I don't want you to get cold-hearted. But 1 or 2 out of 10 people would stick to these rules. That's what I'm saying. In 6 months you can learn the technical analysis, but 2 years will get spent for learning the investment management and other things. Because in these 2 years they will lose all the things, and they would be okay with $10 a day. Why did I say 2 years? Because of this. Because all your investment has been lost and you don't have anything, you start borrowing, and you say that I'm okay with like $10 a day. That would be your death day.
احتمالاً استاد همین بخش روانشناسی
This
همینه
part
دیگه همین
is the psychology part.
طرف احساس
Yes.
میکنه و بعد میاد دوباره از
Because they
نو
would
شروع
get
میکنه.
emotions and then start anew. Like the greedy, fear, investment management, stick to the rules are just about psychology, market psychology. Like each and every one of you are in this class. I know what happens in the market. I'm in this market for 16 years. I had about 2,000 students and like saw what thousands of people have gotten and have lost. Like I wouldn't. How did I know that what was Forex? And this is true and it's really sad. I found out from a relative that there was something about Forex called Forex. He has a motorcycle, but after it, had this really good cars. And I asked him, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you smuggling?" No, he said that I'm Forex, I'm working in Forex. And he told me and explained to me about Forex. And my major was computer, so I had like interest in these things. I downloaded it, the applications and stuff, the softwares. And after 2 days, like in 2 hours, I downloaded the softwares and I learned the basic things. Like that's just it. And this is Fibonacci. That's the only thing that they taught me. He had put 5 million into the market and then in the night traded powerfully. He went to sleep. The news got announced that 5,000 was in 50,000. He got up in the morning and saw that it's 50,000. And when he wanted to withdraw it, then like he goes and buys so many things, so many like high class things, and then puts another 5,000 and started trading and thinks that the market is just like that. He loses this 5,000 and he has like the greed has gotten into his head. He puts everything that he had into the market and loses it. Like everything. After so many years, I saw him in the streets. Half of his hair was gone white, and half of the body was paralyzed because of a heart attack, and said that if I don't get $1 million from this market, I won't like stop. After some time, please mute yourself. After some time, I found out that he has died. What was the reason? He couldn't control himself. Why am I telling you right now? Like, don't make yourself go to that day that you don't have anything else. Because Forex is really paradise and hell. Whatever you do is just depends on you. If you can't control yourself, you be sure that you're successful. The market will give you. But if you want to go ahead and like do tricks, it will like make you go to the rock bottom. I'm not here to tell you the stories like other stories that you've heard. These are the things that have happened in the years that I'm doing this thing. These are the factors that made me successful. I've I thought about these factors. I did them, and I had many mistakes. I did many losses, but I got where I did wrong. And I'm telling you that the end is this. Don't do it or don't do it. I just I just stick to the rules for 1 month. I won't say go and come back like after a year. I'll just say 1 month. It's all about this human psychology or the market psychology. Because if you have lost, you have made a mistake. So you should try not to make that mistake again. But in the forex market, it's like that, but it's like 1,000 times more faster. You should want it. You will like you have charged it in the morning, and at the end of it, you have lost it like in the really fast time. But you have like got this money in the 1 or 2 months with hard work because you have made heavy lots, because you have been tempted, because you're behind your chart 24/7. Like I've been behind the system for 18 hours out of the day, but I've lost something. I lost my peace. I lost everything in that time. But I got something from it. I didn't get out of it unsatisfied. I'm satisfied now because I could get something better. Yes, health is another thing. But if there is no money, you don't have peace. You don't have a peaceful life. If you want to have money, if you want to have all these things, just be careful of this. Until the end of the year, you will have the best car, the best house, and you will be gotten really easily. Just stick to the rules and you will get it. So it's just the main thing is psychology. Yes. Forex, we can't say that it's the main thing. When you don't know it, how should you like make trades? Like stick to all those rules. But if you make mistake in the real thing, you will call margin you. These are a combination, psychology and education. I can say that 30 to 40% of the market is psychology. Because you would like put your investment management under your foot. Like me. I know where I should enter, but I do heavy lots as well. So it's a combination. Look, if we do it for 1 month, if it doesn't happen, you can't come back to me and say that it didn't happen. Like, damn you. You made us do this. I'm telling you all of this. Like, I don't know. Everyone is looking for their own benefit. If you find a teacher that tells you that I'll make you successful, I'm better than anyone, it's all about their pocket. It's changed now. Just stick to the rules and be careful. The market is always there, but sometimes your money and peace isn't there. Under the condition that you stick to the rules and make it all happen. Just believe in yourself. You can if you want to. Thank you for explanations. Thank you.